7 of the Pyro build. And this one we're going to try to finish up the rest of this area. We'll try to get to the boss. May not happen. We do have at least a couple big areas left to go through, including a small mini boss. And we'll have at least another, I believe, another NPC to pick up. We'll get some more items, some ashes, and our first undead bone shard. So we're going to start at the place where we fought the invader, the Hortkin from the Mounds Makers. We got this guy we'll just take care of real quick. And this is that area that I showed you before where we had to, that's why we had to go up that tower to befriend the giant. Oh, don't hurt me. Kind of like he fell over at the same time as getting hit with the fireball. But it's fine. I'm not worried too much about health, like I said. Once we get past this guy, the next area, like I said, the giant's going to help us a lot. As he does. In fact, you can kind of see now, you can see all the arrows. Those are actually arrows that he's shooting from his giant bow. I'm putting my shield on just because the only thing I should have to do here is, you know, I may have to, there you go, fight a little bit, but just make sure block shots until the giant arrows come through and take out the bad guys for me. You can see all the items on the ground. Most of them are those white branches. Oh, that was close. And like I said, I think the white branches, they sort of stealth you a little bit. Oh, there we go. But I don't use them, and I don't sell them at all because, like I said, there's one of the branches that he gives you. I don't know. It just never seems to be separate. And I'm just really afraid that I'm going to sell it or get rid of it, and all of a sudden the giant's going to start hitting me again. So, but go ahead and pick up all of them. Ember lying in the same area. You'll see a building over here. There'll be a couple people in there, including one of the red-eye guys. But there'll be some cool stuff. The undead bone shards over there. You'll see kind of up there on the balcony, that's a scythe that actually kind of at one point I think I kind of would like to do a run through with the scythe as my main weapon. Thank you, giant. The red-eye guy's right there. You can see him kind of cowering. You can lead them out there to the giant if you want, but I mean, I'm a pyromancer for a reason. Might as well just burn them down. So just walk over here. You'll find a couple things over here, including the mortician's ashes, which is we're going to need to get the key. There's a thrall right here. Be very careful. And he's got the big long sword, so he's one of the ones you really have to watch out for. This is the cleric set, so if you're a cleric, you would start with all that. Most of the starting items, eventually you'll get them all. There's the mortician's ashes. It's considered an umbral ash, which is what the handmaiden, the shop girl, says. Now to get this, we just kind of have to hop over here. This, like I said, this is the undead bone shard. When you're back at the Firelink shrine, you can go to the bonfire there, and it'll say burn undead bone shard. And what'll happen is you see where the number of flasks I have, it'll actually say Estus flask. Once you burn it, it'll say +1. Later on, it'll say, you know, +2, +3, +4. So I'm kind of trying to see if I can see where the giant is. I think he's right there. Shouldn't be much up here. Like I said, they got a scythe over here you have to jump to. And then that door over there will lead back to where that shortcut where the boss is that I told you guys. Oh, so close. But we do have a couple major areas to go through, including we'll get the, like I said, we'll get the key to the cell, and there'll be a big area down there. And then we'll also get the there'll be a mini boss area where we'll meet Onion Bro again after he's figured out how to work the elevator. You can kind of go through here. Here it opens up here. If we were to turn left that way, that's the boss for the area. It's technically, from what I remember, it's technically an optional boss, but you're going to want to get it because it's got the transposing kiln, which you give to that short guy sitting on the throne. That's one of the Lord's Embers. And what he does is, if I told you before, he basically, whenever you kill a boss, you get a boss soul. Even a lot of mini bosses have boss souls. And you can take that boss soul and you go to him, and he will basically give you a choice between two items. Some of those items cost money or souls on top of the boss soul, but some of them just have the are free. So I'm kind of waiting around. I want to make sure I don't get ambushed by all these people. I want to make sure, if it's just the girl, I can fight off the girl. But I don't want to have to fight off the girl plus a whole bunch of other people. So yay, long range. Whoops. I meant to drink a mana potion, not a health potion. Yeah, get used to fighting these. They show up quite a bit in the game. In fact, that area we're about to go to, honestly, the mini-boss is less difficult than having to fight two of these in the same room. It's never fun. So, yay, ragdoll physics. So, I'll come down here. Our next stop will be the tower again. But we'll go ahead and get rid of this guy, get this last little item over here. Yes, embers. I always can use embers. And remember, this is what leads up to the first little town area. Just double check, make sure I grabbed everything around here. Yeah, see, I always miss this one. Large soul tube. Hello, thrall, waiting to ambush me. You're a small one, though. I'm not worried about you. My axe will take care of you. Kind of get my bearings here. Alright, we're gonna go back. We're gonna show you some of the stuff we need to do. Plus, might as well grab the key to that cell, anyways. That way, we can just finish up this area real quick. And that'll leave the boss next. So the boss of this area really isn't super hard. The hardest part's actually just sometimes trying to find out where all the little weak points are, and just there's just times where for some reason that last weak point I just can't see anywhere, and I'm just running around the boss trying not to die. So go ahead and burn my undead bone shard. Like I said, you'll see it down. It says SS Flask +1, which basically increases the like I said, increases the health as. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this before I don't want to actually level up and not have saved money for this key. As it's super cheap. It's not like the tower key for this area where you have to pay like 20,000 souls, which I may have to grind for at some point, just because we're gonna want to get patches at some point for the Onion Bro and the Geralt quest line to keep him alive as long as we can. So, just seeing what else it has. Like I said, the Mortician's Ashes, anytime you give them an Umber Lash, it basically increases their it increases their supply. A lot of NPCs, if you want to, you can kill them. If you don't feel like if you were to kill the Pyromancer here and say, I don't need this Pyromancer guy, I'll just kill him. You can go ahead and do that. He'll drop an ash, you can give it to her, and you can actually buy any of the stuff that he was currently selling, plus usually you can get their gear as well. I'm just trying to get as much this done as I can. So go down here, talk to the Pyromancer. Said he's got. Might as well grab these. I'm gonna eventually grab all the spells. If anything, most of the NPCs here, once they sell all their souls, they can sometimes be used as summons. Yeah, this guy, what he'll do is he'll do this. He'll do the curl up. He's like mourning the death of his friend. Next time you teleport back here, though, he'll ask to go thief. And you can let him go thief. Then he'll ask later on to go thief. Yeah, I'm gonna get my attunement up so that I can start. With 14, I'll be able to attune 2 spells. Eventually, I'll get the ring that'll also give me the ability to attune 1 more spell, which is nice. Which I won't, so I won't have to waste a couple more points on attunement. Because as much as a spellcaster I am, I mean, honestly, if you put a whole bunch of spells into attunement just so that you can attune a bunch of spells, I mean, you also get the MP or whatever for it. But I don't know. Attunement's not going to be one that I'm going to really buff up a whole lot, especially since I'm going to need to get my strength up high enough to use the Demon Great Axe by the time I get it, and then also eventually I'm going to have to get my dexterity up enough to be able to use the whip at the end. So basically got what I needed here. Let's say next time I return, I can go talk to Geralt again, send him off thieving, and might even be able to get another free level up for my sorcerer dude. So that's the Great Combustion. I know they do some damage, just like they have the flame spewing spell, but to be honest, at this point, I mean, I don't want to get that close to my enemies for the most part. I mean, it seems kind of weird. Yeah, see, it does quite a bit of damage, but I said, to me, it's still kind of taking a bit of a he's alive. To me, it's taking a bit of a risk. I mean, the fireball uses less MP, and then also can shoot from far away. I'm going to get rid of these. I don't want these guys to follow me. When we go through the cage, we're going to be going down. There'll be a couple big things you want to see. We will be fighting some skeleton enemies. They basically come together, and they're kind of like they're the bones from the Mario Brothers, where you kill them, they can actually resurrect themselves. It doesn't always happen, but over here is a statue. Let me grab this loincloth. The statue basically allows you can pay souls to basically forgive trespasses. One way I know is that sometimes certain NPCs, if you attack them, they'll start attacking you, but if you don't kill them, sometimes you can go there and ask for forgiveness and they'll stop. But here's the skeletons. They're pretty easy. It takes a while for them to completely come together, so you can usually ready a strong attack. If the strong attack doesn't kill them outright, it'll be pretty close. Like I said, you just gotta be careful with this area. You don't want to spend too much time here because the skeletons can resurrect. Nice backstab. I was kind of lucky, I think. But eventually you can get some blessed weapons. Well, they're not usually very early, but once you get one, the blessed weapons will basically put down the skeletons for good. You won't have to worry about them coming back to life. Dude, like I already killed you once. This will lead out to the down area. Remember I said from below the bridge? This is that big open area. There's a crystal lizard here. You want to try to kill it. You don't want to go too far over that wall because the bucket people, that one that was kind of waiting there, will drop down on you here in a little bit. I'm surprised he hasn't yet. I'm reading my fireball because I know it's coming. There he is. He does some damage to himself on the way down. Nice thing, it looks like he got rid of his pot, so no pot throwing for you, my friend. Okay, you're dead. So go ahead and get the rest of the stuff in this area. Some Titanite shard. Another Titanite shard. The gem that I got from that gem lizard is a heavy gem, which basically allows you to use strength scaling on weapons. So if you have a high strength weapon and for some reason you don't have good strength scaling on it, you can always use the heavy gem to increase that. I use that quite a bit. I used it on my claymore my first ride through. There's a body up there. You're gonna need a bow and arrow to get it. I mean, I have a crossbow, but I don't have any bolts. And to top it off, crossbows, I think you can only land, you can only aim straight. Yeah, and I can't throw a knife at it because I can't auto aim onto a corpse. Be careful here. The rats will keep on coming. Some people say they're endless. They're not. They're not endless. Just kill them all. I hate it when I kick. There you go. 4 dead rats in one swing. I probably wouldn't have done it the way I just did, but go here. We'll go up this ladder. We're gonna meet our NPC. Who will be the blind lady that will help us learn miracles. And the blind lady actually has sort of a quest of her own, because there's certain tomes that will give dark miracles and certain ones will give light miracles, and you can actually, by buying a dark miracle off of her, you can corrupt her, which is kind of sad. But if you just do the light miracles, she'll actually become a secondary firekeeper, which is kind of cool. Looks like she's blind. She wants you to touch her. Like I said, that guy will be outside this gate here. We can talk to him and get his follow-up, and he'll come back to Firelight Shrine at some point. Also, because she's blind, it's kind of crazy that she's like, bring me books to teach you miracles, but I'm blind, so it's gonna have to be in Braille. And I'm thinking, what would be the luck of finding 4 books all over the place that just happen to be in Braille? Yeah, here's a guy. Funny enough, I think this guy's name is Egon. First time I saw that Egon, I was like, back off, dude, I'm a scientist. But yeah, it's E-A-G-O-N, so if you can think of a different saying. I wonder if I can get that thing from up here. But we're at the tower now, so we can go up here and get the secondary area. Basically, there's going to be a part. There's going to be a part where we're gonna have to roll off, and that'll lead to this little extra area. When you're going up, you can kind of hear a and some humming. That's from the Onion Bro. He's just sitting out there. Yeah, there's the Yeah, so it looks like it's about right there. So we just gotta roll off. Don't die, don't die, don't die. There we are. Nope, that's not it. I missed it. Oh well. Now I get to show you guys how to run to this area, because it's not fun sometimes. It's actually easier when you're playing online, because someone's always put a message on. And again, as I've always said, if for some reason there's not a message there, and you get there, please leave a message there to help other people attack the killer acts. Because I know it seems like, well, why should I help people? Well, to be honest, it's nice to help people. Because, one, you'll probably have been helped at some point in the game. But two, like I said before, if someone rates your message as good, fine, your health automatically gets restored. You can't really necessarily rely on that in the middle of a boss fight or something, but it's kind of nice when it happens. I've had it happen in the middle of a boss fight. I've had it happen when I'm going into an area thinking, man, I wish I had some Estus Flask, and all of a sudden, boom, full health. So head to get the dogs. Dogs will chase you down. A lot of times I will go ahead and take care of this guy too, because the pot guys, as fast as they are, usually they'll throw their pots first, so you need to dodge their pots. But this guy will actually run for you, and if you hold down the sprint button for the whole time, you're going to run out of sprint pretty easily. So try to dodge the first pot. So try, if you can. There we go. Sometimes that second guy won't throw it. Honestly, if you're lucky, he won't. Like I said, I'm already running out of stamina, so just try to be careful. I've had them follow me in here before, so just be careful. Go ahead and grab my souls. Now let's see if I can get this. Yeah, see, there should be 2 windows out there that you can go out. You know what? This is embarrassing. I think I'm looking at the wrong side. Alright. Oh, believe me, I got really used to running through here because not this part. I was able to roll off this part pretty easily, and not even the secret part. But the first time I was ever going through here without any help, without any walkthrough, without anything, I thought this is where the boss was. Jump. And basically, what happens is I went down the elevator. Oh, please don't let me die to rats. There we go. I went down the elevator, and there's a big Frost Knight looking guy down there. And some people say that he's sort of supposed to be a skill check. At that point, you know, you've gone through a couple bosses, and he's basically there to see if you're good enough to get to the next area. Well, whatever that may be. I have to admit, it's weird that I did do that. I had a really hard time beating the guy. Like I said, I tried like 4 times. I mean, he's super fast, and he doesn't let you get more than maybe 1 hit in. And it was embarrassing. I just kept on, and eventually I realized, oh, that's not the boss. That's not where I have to go. And like I said, I beat the boss, and I maybe only leveled up 1 point. So there's no reason to sit there and say that I leveled up that point, meaning that now all of a sudden I'm good enough to beat the thing. But sure enough, I went to go beat him, and I had a much easier time. So I'm not sure what all that's about. But this next area, like I said, what will happen is we'll go up the elevator. Basically, there's going to be a little fire demon boss we'll have to fight, but the onion bro will join in. So just let the onion bro aggro. Hello, dog that just jumped in. You don't want the onion bro to die, though. A lot of missions will have NPCs will help, and they're not summons. They just show up. And if they die, it actually does just stop their quest line. So you don't have to worry so much with your summoning. Oh, because that doesn't really matter. But you definitely want to try to keep your NPCs alive if you can. So make sure that he stays alive. There we go. And then after we do that, he'll get some stuff, and he'll go on and do other things. We continue his quest down the line. And then we'll just explore the area a little bit. There we go. Going down. I didn't want to go down. I wanted to go up. But some of the things we'll get in this area, I'll tell you the one thing you're going to want to get in the area is you'll get the, I think it's the chlorophyll ring. Basically, it's a ring that increases your stamina regeneration. And even my guy, who's more of a mage, it does take some stamina to cast spells, but also with the boss fights in here, I say that I didn't even fight all the bosses in here. I just know some of the bosses, it does make it a little easier if you can dodge around and shoot fireballs, but some bosses it's that much harder. Yeah, see, there we are. You see that little wooden platform that was there? See, I was facing the wrong way. This should be much easier. There we go. And there's a little door out here. And we'll go talk to Onion Bro. There he is. Now you can see the little fire demon down there, and he's kind of setting fire to everything. Like I say, he's not super hard at all. He's kind of intimidating when you think, oh, look at the boss, but that's not really a boss. In fact, there's a few of those little mini bosses in here, and then they'll have one major boss that looks just like it.
Like that, Jeremy, but thanks to you, I've unraveled.
Like I said, not super bright.
On some, I went up the anyhow, I know now. I could.
But he does. It's nice to go through his quests to get fun stuff to do. He'll actually help you out with one of the big giant bosses. fact, the boss is the giant. The boss fight itself is kind of a joke anyways, but adding him to it really, it's like, I don't even have to try. At that point, you can probably die and it really won't matter, because after the boss fight, you pretty much get access to all of his stuff. We're gonna get him. Go ahead and get him out over here where the Onion Knight's at. And he's called the Sigward Katarina or something like that. Yeah. Most people just call him Onion Bro, because he kind of looks like the Onion Knight from. At least to me, it looks a lot like some of the Onion Knights from the Fallout series. Wow, that almost killed me. That'd have been embarrassing after I just said this thing is so easy. I don't really. Come on, Onion Bro. Like I said, eventually he'll aggro on Onion Bro, and that's when you just want to go up and start whacking at it. There we go. See. One strong attack. That'll work. That's it. And he'll kind of just plop down where he's at. Got a fire gem. That's not a bad thing to get.
That was quite what you must be unkid. But
right. That he just got us. It's like a healing potion thing. But one thing you're gonna want to do is you take that up to where that crow's nest is and the Firelink Shrine, and he'll give you the torso armor piece for the sunlight armor. I believe at this point we had already gotten the wrist from using I believe it was the Homeward Bone there. So the Sigbaru will give you the actual torso, which really looks like you want the sunlight armor. Lightning Urn will be another one that you'll get one of them. There actually is a couple items that'll be much harder to grab in order to finish out that set, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. There's the Northern Helms. I believe that's the sellsword, the class where you start out with the double sabers, which, from what I've heard, actually the double sabers are a good weapon that'll basically give you throughout the entire game for the most part. The northern set, as long as it doesn't throw me above 70%. I said realize that but the Pyromancer, even though you're a mage, you're gonna want to be armored up when you can, because as long as you're below 70%, it really doesn't matter what you're wearing. You don't want to fat roll. That's all you care about. Heavier armor is not going to increase the amount of mana you spend. It's not going to increase. There's no chance that the spell will misfire like in Dungeons and Dragons and some of the other fantasy games. Be careful around here. There's quite a few places around here where those cage things will fall and try to ambush you, and they're actually kind of creepy. Like I said, we're actually going to get into a pretty bad fight here in a little bit. We're going to fight two of those fat ladies. They are not to be trifled with. Yeah, here we go. Strong attack, then one weak attack. Luring Skull, I figures. Apparently even works on me. I see shiny, I have to go get it. There's that little bridge area we saw below. Now there'll be a couple dogs in this area. And there they are. And then there's also going to be an ambush, I believe, with all its cages. And then there will be more than just two this time. But you can kind of see there'll be a staircase in there. There's actually two fat ladies above us. And that's when we're going to want to be careful. I died the first time I came through here. I was not happy. So I got through that mini boss thinking, I'm hot stuff. And then got totally killed. Not a mimic, but it will drop the cages. Oh, I hate it when I do that. I don't know a solution to that, but next, if they ever do it, I know they're probably not going to do it another Dark Souls. There won't be like a Dark Souls 4, at least for a good long while. But I figured they're going to make something Dark Souls-like again at some point. Like Bloodborne. If they're going to do that kick mechanic, they need to figure out a way to do it without As I don't know if I've said this, in order to kick, and it'll kick the shield out from some of the knights, but you do it by pushing up and attack at the same time. And a lot of times I'm always holding up while I'm attacking anyway, so quite a bit often I will accidentally kick when I don't mean to. Now if you're fighting the knights, that probably wouldn't be so bad, but most of the time you're not. At least not the early stages. We're going to try to do this one at a time. They will throw those things, but we actually have quite a bit of cover over here. Yeah, they'll go through the posts, but they won't go through the floor. Once we get down to 1, it'll be a lot easier. But I'm out of health flask, so I really need to keep my distance. I got one more magic flask, so if for some reason I start missing these shots. There you go. Nope. There we are. I like it when she decides not to do the spells and decides to come at me. As long as she doesn't set herself on fire and do that grab attack, I'm okay with that. That was much easier. That's probably the easiest one I've done so far. Thank you. Now there'll be some items out here, and definitely stay out here, because I got to this part and I found some items and I was like, okay, I'm done. And the last time I ended up traveling all the way back, and then I was looking at some of the items you can get in the area, and I was like, where's this at? Where's this at? I had to go figure it out. So, and I'll show you how to get to it. So. But yeah, just go up here and get this little thing. Like I said, the last time, my first playthrough, when I first went to this area, I grabbed this and then hightailed it back. Flynn's ring, I believe it increases your attack when you have full HP. But you're gonna want to go over here. You see, there's this little. Yeah, don't jump from here; you'll probably die. But go down to this side, and then you're gonna want to fall right here. Now we're gonna have to be really careful, because there's actually quite a bit of a fall, and you're going to have to jump so that you can limit the damage you take. And since I don't have a lot of health, I'm going to really have to make sure I hit this well. But see that little ledge down there? It shouldn't kill me. And there we go. There we go. See? And then just drop down. Here's that stamina ring I was telling you about. Oh, and there's the mirror set. That's a pretty good set too. You don't want a lot of heavy armor, but you want a little bit of medium. I am going to go ahead and do the chlorophyll ring. Oh no, this is the one where the lesser equipped you have, the higher your attack is, which is kind of cool. But again, I'm gonna go ahead and armor out when I can. Just making sure I got everything on here. You'll see outside of here that you're actually where the boss is at. See? So we're at 30 minutes. We're a little over 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll probably end it here. And then the next video will start right with defeating the boss. And like I said, it shouldn't be too hard. And then I'll show you how to transpose your boss souls and do all that. And then we'll get ready for the next section. And also show you an easy way to kill that ice knight I keep telling you guys about that I had such a huge difficulty with. So, Kratos out.